Celebrating wins with your team is not just really effective for improving morale, it can actually be really important strategically for your leadership to ensure growth. So, hello, my name is Michael Quigley. I am the founder of Catalyst. I'm on a mission to try and help 1 billion people. And in this video, I want to help you in your leadership to ensure consistent growth through the end of year into next year. So, celebrating wins, bigging people up, telling them how well they've done, it's not just a nice thing to do. It is a nice thing to do, but there's a lot more to it than that. And in this video, I want to explain a little bit about how it can help you and them with understanding growth. So, 3 ways that you can celebrate people's growth and big them up a little bit at this important time of year. First thing is you've got to identify what the wins have been this year. The big ones, the small ones, the ones that maybe you might have missed. So, take some time to think about that, to think about those wins this quarter, this month, this year. What are the big ones? What were the small ones? So identify them. One of the worst things you can do is say, "Good job, really good. I appreciate your hard work." It's too generic. People don't care about that. If you specifically talk about a certain project, a certain result, a certain amount of effort, even if something didn't go so well, that's a really important one. The second aspect is make sure that you get in there before the end of the year and tell somebody. Tell them in an email, tell them publicly. Make sure you match it to their type. So meaning if they're really embarrassed in front of people, don't do that. Just send them something privately or speak to them, one to one. Or if they love, a big fuss in front of people, do it that way. So make sure you take the time for the next couple of weeks to celebrate that win, to get in there, to praise them. But then the third aspect is the most important one. Once you've done that, so you've identified these big and small wins, you're taking the time. I know you're busy, but you take the time to make an effort, maybe even just 20 minutes per day and send, right, I can send these emails, can do these things. And you do these over the next 2 weeks. Then you get into the holiday season. And then you can go, right, okay, now we need to reflect a little bit deeper. What were the things that went wrong? What were things that went really well? And most people, they do a little bit of that. But if you really go deep with that, what you can do is in January, you can then go back to those same people and say, that thing I said before, I really meant it. And here's how we're going to build on that. That links things, right? That's a really, really important thing. And that's how we can move now into looking at strategic growth because you don't just want a good quarter and you don't just want a good year. You don't even just want a good decade. You want a good life. You want consistent growth. You want stability. You want people to be able to rely on you, on your company, on your business, on your success in a volatile and uncertain time. So this is the third thing. You've got to then think about and self-reflect, how can we build on that win? So for example, you take it to pieces and you say, right, that thing that went really well, why? How? Who was involved? When? Where? If we repeated it, could we do the same? Really kind of extract the value from that win. And once you've done that, you can then feed that into your strategic vision for the quarter, for the year. Okay, so you could take it back to your people and say, by the way, that thing that you did really well, we're going to be doing more of that in this way. And in that way, you're building on previous successes because that's another trap that we can fall into. We can say, well, that was great, and I hope it goes this well this time, rather than saying that was great for these reasons, and we're going to do 70% of that exactly the same. So therefore, we can expect it to improve again. So I was really inspired by my friend Lulu. So hello, Lulu, if you're watching this. And he was talking on a podcast about how Chinese mentality in terms of planning is in terms of the 5-year plan. Now, you might have heard 5-year plans. I have 5-year plans. They're really good. But what he was saying is, planning in isolation is not great. You don't do 5 years and then just another 5 years. It's nothing to do with the previous 5 years. The idea with the Chinese way of thinking, he was saying, is that the 5-year plan you do now should be informed and building on the previous plan, right? And I think that's fantastic. So it doesn't have to be a 5-year plan. You can take the spirit of that and you can say, right, what were the successes and the wins from this quarter, this month? Yep, praise people for that. All really good. Great. And then you as a leader, you're then thinking, how do we build on that? Because you don't start from a standing start in January. It might feel like it, but you don't. He's building on the next thing, yeah, the good and the bad. And that takes some time. That's why I'm showing you this video now, right? It takes some time to think about. It's not going to come to you in 5 minutes. Let the slower part of your brain just open that tab and just leave it open for a bit. And it always happens to me. I always, think, hmm, I don't quite know. And then I leave it. And I come back to it. I still don't know. And I leave it. But slowly, slowly, towards the end of December, start of January, these ideas start to come and I can build on that, that can build on that. And you start to map it out. And that's your leadership work. That's what you got to do in private. Because by the time you present the vision for the new year and where we're going, they'll expect that to be done. Okay. So I hope that's helpful for you in understanding praise. It's really important. Get in there, praise people right now, but then take the time to self-reflect and then use that to inform your strategic growth and go to your vision, go to your goals, the things you've already set out and link them and say, right, you said we're going to do all these goals and these metrics and this is, these 6 things. but are they tied into performance in the way they could be? Could we build on that so that these things don't feel like we're just starting from the start? We're actually keeping momentum because momentum is a very powerful thing, negatively or positively. You can start the year with a sense of already positive momentum, and this is really helpful. So I hope you found that helpful. If you're new to Catalyst, please subscribe. If you'd like to take your leadership journey a little bit further, you've got all the links you need below. Take care, and I'll see you soon.